This is a special Walker Cup episode from the Back of the Range Golf Podcast, The Road to Hoylake, presented by AmateurGolf.com. And now your host, Ben Adelberg.
Welcome to the Back of the Range. I am your host, Ben Adelberg. This is episode 94. If you've been following along on AmateurGolf.com and all of the Back of the Range's social media channels, you're well aware of where I am right now. I'm at Hoylake in the UK for the Walker Cup matches. It's been an incredible experience thus far, and if I haven't done so enough already, please allow me to thank all the listeners here at the Back of the Range that have tuned in since we started back in January of 2018. Me getting here would not be possible without all your support, so glad to be bringing you these episodes and these interviews while I'm here at Hoylake. I'm reporting daily blog entries on AmateurGolf.com, so if you'd like to get some up-to-the-minute information on the Walker Cup and everything that I've seen while I'm here, make sure you head over to AmateurGolf.com for my insider notes the entire week right up to the final matches. So if you enjoyed and listened to all of the episodes within our Road to Hoylake series, you might have noticed that two names were missing, John Augenstein and Andy Ogletree. Well, I was able to catch up with them right before the U.S. team headed over to the UK last Friday. Just had a few quick moments with them both, but they clearly were not shy about sharing their thoughts about the final match in the U.S. Amateur and their selection to the U.S. Walker Cup team. We'll do a little bit of housekeeping as always. Make sure, again, you're following on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All the information is available at thebackoftherange.com. Make sure you're subscribed in Apple Podcast and Spotify. Let's get into this episode really quick. John, welcome to the Back of the Range.
Glad to be on.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I've spoken to a lot of the guys that are on the team. I've spoken to them in their, whether they're at their house or they're on campus or they're preparing for tournaments. We are cutting it close. Where are you right now?
I'm in the Newark airport in New Jersey, just kind of hanging out and watching Netflix and just wait until we get on the plane.
So you guys are heading over early for a couple of days, just kind of get your clock straight and kind of get yourselves acclimated to the weather and to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what is kind of on this schedule of what you're going to be doing for the next couple of days before you actually tee it up in the Walker Cup matches?
From my understanding, I've looked at the itinerary. I haven't really studied it, to be honest,
Sure.
so I don't know everything that we're doing, but I do know that due to the time change, we land Saturday morning at 7:15, and from there, I guess we'll probably get breakfast and whatnot, and kind of go to the hotel, kind of check in and whatnot, and then we're going to play at maybe 9 holes at a place called, I think, Wallasey Golf Club or Wallasey Country Club, something like that.
Okay.
And just try to stay awake as long as we can so that we can.
I've been there. It's awful. You can't sleep. You just absolutely have to stay awake as long as possible.
Right. Yeah. I've never been overseas, so I don't really know what to expect. I'm excited though. I can't wait to get over there. Obviously growing up watching the British Open and Ryder Cups over there. And, some of the European tournaments, the golf looks, challenging, but like fun to play, and especially going to be different, definitely going to be a different kind of challenge. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get over there and get things going. Yeah, we're going to play Wallasey, and then we're going to play Royal Birkdale, I think, 2 or 3 times, and then head over to Royal Liverpool and start, the actual Walker Cup prep.
You were one of the guys that was obviously you were at the practice session that just wrapped up at Pinehurst with the final team, but you were one of the guys, along with Stu and with Brandon and Isaiah that were at the practice sessions in South Florida. I've talked to them about it, and I've gotten different kind of takes on what it felt like and what it was. Was this kind of a relaxed, get to know everyone, kind of hit and giggle during December at some sweet tracks kind of experience, or were you going in there a little bit maybe? I mean, were you competing, or was it just kind of getting to know everyone?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a confusing experience for me as well.
Okay.
Because I think we were all, none of us are on a team yet, and we're all trying to make the team, and but they made it very clear that, how we play that week, really doesn't matter. It's really just kind of an opener, want to get to know people, say hello, and see how, see team chemistry and who kind of gels with who, and just kind of get things, everybody kind of acquainted with each other. And so it was more than anything, it was just really fun, and we played some awesome golf courses. I got the opportunity to play Seminole, which, for everybody who knows anything about golf, it's a really special place, and not one that you oftentimes get to say that you got to play. And so,
Sure.
having the opportunity to play some great golf courses, and in kind of middle of December, most of us are all kind of not really playing much,
Yeah,
taking time off.
Yeah.
I just finished finals week, and so I'm just kind of decompressing. Yeah, none of us, well, except from I guess Stu, who's living in LA every day, freaking playing LACC. I guess he was a little sharp, but for most
nothing wrong with giving the old man a little bit of the needle. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
but yeah, all of us were kind of had been not playing a whole lot, and so that was kind of nice to know that it wasn't very serious, because certainly none of us were in perfect form. And so if that would have been a qualifier, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have been who was the best of the worst, I think.
Well, it's a nice place to kind of hang and get to know everyone, especially
Exactly.
those tracks. You're doing these practice sessions, and obviously the team format over there at the Walker Cup or at any Walker Cup is alternate shot.
Mm-hmm.
What in your mind, at least for you, that fits your personality? What for you makes a good alternate shot partner? Do you want someone that matches your intensity, or maybe someone that can maybe level you out, so to speak? I'm curious what your thoughts on. Yeah. What is your perfect match? And not mentioning names, of course, because it's still early, but like the type of personality.
Yeah. I've had success with both kinds of people playing alternate shot. If I've played with some guys that are a little more relaxed. No, I don't want to say relaxed. A little more, or a little less emotional than myself,
Sure.
And we've been very successful. And I've played with guys who were equally as emotional, and we've also been very successful. And so, I think that the more than anything, you just want to play with somebody that you really enjoy. You don't want to, which all of us on the team have become good friends throughout the coming months of hopefully making the team, and also being at college tournaments, amateur tournaments. We always see each other, and so all of us have known each other for a long time. So I really just think it's kind of, who do you want to play with? Who do you really like to play with? And I do think there's a little bit of strategy in that. You don't want to, in my opinion, you don't really want to put two maybe short hitters together, and you don't want to put two guys that maybe
aren't the most accurate. Yeah,
exactly. You want to have a little bit of difference there.
Sure.
But at the same time, I think the main focus is just playing with somebody that you enjoy being around, and somebody that you can kind of gel with throughout the day. And I think the most important thing in alternate shot is just acting like you're playing your own ball, because as soon as you start thinking you got to hit a shot for your partner or for someone else, is when you put pressure on yourself that's unnecessary, and it can kind of turn bad. But you just play how you want to play, and have a good plan. And all. I mean, in the end, you're just playing golf and trying to win holes. So I think it's a really fun format. I've enjoyed playing a lot of alternate shot in the practices.
Well, I heard about the beatdown you and Smalley put on at the Bears Club. So
we destroyed Wolf and Mancino.
Oh, I didn't know who you're playing against. I'm glad you elaborated on that. Thank you. I was kind of wondering who was on the recipient of that. I just thought I just thought it was you guys just going out. I didn't realize you're actually playing against another team. So
okay. we were playing Wolf and Mancino. I think they shot I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 under, and I mean, they didn't. I want to say, maybe don't quote me on this, but I don't think they won a hole. I think we covered every birdie they made, and obviously we got really hot.
Well, I don't know about Mancino, but clearly Wolf has just been devastated by this. I mean, he has just not been able to move forward, and
right. I mean, it really put a damper on his career.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he could pick himself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah.
I know we got just a little bit of time. I wanted to ask you this one. I spoke with Stu Hagestad, and he had the advantage over every single one of you guys where he has been through a summer season leading up to a Walker Cup. And I know you didn't do a lot of press during the summer. What was kind of your mindset of getting yourself through this summer and mentally putting yourself in a position to, obviously it seems like you really took advantage of the U.S. Amateur more than anyone, perhaps, except obviously, Andy. No one else really made the jump and really solidified a case for them to be on the team other than you. I'm wondering how you approached your summer, if you can just briefly explain that.
Making the Walker Cup team was my main goal of the entire summer. And, in the beginning, a lot of people had kind of told me, just play, don't get wrapped up in it, and it'll kind of work itself out. But I was just not playing. I wasn't playing bad. I was in that kind of weird stage of golf where you're really close to playing well, but you're just not scoring well yet.
Yeah.
And, it happens all the time, but it's a good thing and a bad thing because you do know it's coming, but you don't know when it's going to come. And so, but anyway, about midway through the summer, I just sat down and talked to Coach Mullen and my parents, and I just kind of said, like, I'm kind of tired of acting like the Walker Cup isn't going on. Like, the truth of the matter is I'm trying to make this team. That is the goal. So why would I neglect that and make myself feel like it's not happening and it's just going to fall into place? And that's not who I am. I've always had goals and focused on them and chased them, not just
hope they
let them, hope they happen or let them come to me. Like that's you gotta earn everything that you get, and you can't just go when you're trying to make especially a Walker Cup team or at some point in my career, hopefully a Ryder Cup team. Like it's just not something you can. I don't feel like it's something that just kind of falls into place. You go out, you play well, and you earn your spot. And that's kind of what I focused on towards the end of the summer, and it worked out.
I couldn't agree more. You definitely approached it. It definitely paid off, and we won't even talk about that tournament in April you're going to play in Augusta. So I know you got that waiting on you. But before you hop your flight, let's finish on something a little bit fun. You're at the airport. What did you forget to bring? I know there's something you forgot. What'd you forget?
What did I forget? Let's see. I remembered. I kind of feel like I might have packed a little bit too much. Like I still fit in all my suitcase and everything, but I don't know. I feel like I got my backpack's full, my suitcase full, my golf bag's full, and it's just a lot. Oh, it's kind of funny. My the pants we're wearing today are like they're just these polo khaki pants, and we had to get all of our stuff altered at Pinehurst, and by seamstress, and all of my pants, were altered correctly to, how they should fit, except for the khaki pants we're wearing today. They are 4 inches above my ankle.
Oh, beautiful, man! You're hip, dude. That's awesome.
I hadn't tried them on. I got them. I was like, oh, they should be perfect. And then, yesterday afternoon, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try those on just real quick, see if there's anything wrong. And tried everything on.
You got joggers on, don't you? Khaki joggers.
I have joggers that aren't joggers.
I'll let you go on this real quick one. You got an 8 or 9 hour flight from Newark over to the UK. Who's the one guy in the plane? Who's the one guy in the team that you're afraid would talk your ear off for 8 hours that you just can't be sat next to?
The guy who would talk my ear off. Probably Stu.
Okay. You're right. That's the right answer. All right. All right. I'm going to let you go, John. Safe travels over there. Looking forward to seeing you over at Hoylake, and all the best. Congrats on making the team.
Thanks very much.
John, thanks for the time. Have a safe flight over to the UK. Now let's welcome in the new United States Amateur Champion, Andy Ogletree. Andy, welcome to the back of the range. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we're catching you at the very, very last minute before you leave the country. You're at the airport getting ready to leave with your team, cutting it close. I just spoke with Augenstein, so let me ask you a couple of the same questions that I asked him. Nobody packs everything and remembers every single thing before a golf trip. What did you forget to bring, or are you pretty confident that you're all handled?
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Okay. Until I bring it up.
My head coach, Bruce Hepler, picked me up, and I told him on the way to the airport, I said, I've never felt more confident about a pack job in my life.
Oh, so you got some you got some swag going with the packing skills.
I got the confidence going right now, but yeah, I'm sure I forgot something. They gave us a really good checklist though, and I made sure I had everything. So I at least have the important stuff.
Absolutely. You got your sticks, you got your clothes, and of course you got the freshly minted passport from
We can figure out the rest.
Oh my gosh, boy. I've spoken to a lot of amateurs over the last year and a half and discussing US amateurs, and I've always felt that, just from the outside looking in, that the semifinal match of a US amateur has got to be the hardest. And
definitely.
So did you feel that match to get into the final was maybe mentally tougher than actually being in the final itself?
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep before the semifinal match. There's a lot that comes with it, obviously, and it's hard not to get ahead of yourself and think about that stuff. But I've kind of talked about it with some people, and I don't really think that was why I didn't play well in the semifinal match. Once I started the round, it kind of all went away, and I mean, Pinehurst is so difficult that you can't really think about anything but the shot because you have so much to think about. I mean, just like a general thought process in the course is, I mean, every tee shot you're trying to hit it to a certain part of the fairway because the green's on the left or on the right. And then if you don't hit it in that part of the fairway, you're trying to figure out what kind of lie you have in the sand dunes. And then when you're hitting into the greens, you're trying to hit it to a certain spot. I mean, it's just
a lot.
It's a lot to think about, and it's hard to wander your mind because you have so much to think about on the course. So honestly, I think the course being so difficult helped with nerves and getting ahead of myself. But yeah, I mean, match play is one of those things. You have to play 6 matches, and at some point you could run into someone that has a really good day and makes a lot of putts, and there's nothing you can do about it. So luckily, I didn't run into one of those matches that day, and I just kind of grinded it out and got it done, and played really well in the final match. So
you mentioned in a previous article that you had this great summer, but you kind of, at least from what I can tell, you're a little bit tired, a little bit burnt out on golf. I know you won the Monroe Invitational.
Yeah.
Please tell me about the Neshoba County Fair and how that recharges the batteries of a golfer, because I have a little bit of Midwest ties, so a good carnival and some live music and some really terrible food and a few beers never hurt anyone. So
no doubt.
I've never been there, so walk me through what that whole experience is like.
Okay, it's so I live in a small town in Mississippi, and it's like the fairgrounds are 20 minutes from my house, so it's always been a huge family get together. We have a 3-story cabin. First of all, there's 700 fair cabins and like 600 campers outside of the fairgrounds. So
yes,
it's a lot of people. My cabin sleeps like 45 people.
What?
Which is crazy. Like everyone just has bunk beds, and I mean, it's basically like going to camp for kids, but it's adults. So they have concerts every night. They have horse races during the day, every day. They bring in all these big country bands, and
well, if there's a grand,
they have carnival rides.
Yeah, if there's a grand marshal of that thing, you know who it's going to be next year, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, we're hoping for that.
Okay. Oh, it's already put in place. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of famous people that come. Archie Manning's cabin's like 4 down from mine. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Nice.
But yeah, it definitely allows me to just kind of put the clubs down for a couple days. It's been from January until July 1st, I basically go every other week to a tournament, and I had a really busy July, and I was just so exhausted that I needed to put the clubs down for a couple days. And yeah, I went to the Neshoba County Fair, stayed the whole week this year, which is like the first time I've ever done that. I've normally played a tournament during that week. Growing up, it was always the state junior amateur always fell that week. And then now as I've gotten older, it's the Western amateur. So this year didn't do that one. And I went to Pinehurst fresh. I mean, I wasn't that sharp with my game when I got there because I haven't played in a couple weeks. But I mean, I'd played a couple fun rounds with buddies, but hadn't played a competitive round. So kind of knocked the rust off in the practice rounds and figured some stuff out and felt really good about it from there.
Yeah. Do you dare bring the Havemeyer Trophy to the Neshoba County Fair next year?
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
It'll be there.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. I've spoken to a lot of the guys I've spoken to, and of course you were coming in, just around the 100, 110 mark in the World Amateur Golf Rankings coming into the USAM. So, I think it's fair to say you weren't maybe at the.
No, I wasn't even on the watch list.
Okay. So that helps me into this next question. What were your thoughts going into the US Amateur? Did you even think to yourself, hey, if I, run this thing, I'm going to Hoylake, or did you just kind of jump into it as, hey, let's just play hard and see what happens?
It was definitely play hard and see what happens. But once I got to, I guess, the quarterfinals, I think I had an interview question and said, what would it mean to win this championship? And eventually get to the Walker Cup team. And that got me kind of thinking like, oh, if I win this thing, I get to play on the Walker Cup team. But, yeah, I didn't really think about that too much. I was more just kind of focused on winning, and the other stuff will come after that. I know that sounds crazy because the Walker Cup's such a big deal, but I really did just try to focus on winning every match and one shot at a time, one stroke at a time, one match at a time. And, I was really proud of myself for staying in at every shot.
I had asked several of the guys that I've interviewed prior to you. I said, it's such a crazy thing that's going to happen to the person that eventually wins the U.S. Amateur. They're going to be on that Walker Cup team and all the majors that they get to play. And, oh, by the way, they have a tee time in April for 36 holes with Tiger Woods. A lot of the guys,
that's not too bad.
A lot of the guys forgot about it. They're like, "Oh, you're right." And I'm like, "How do you not think about that?" So, I'm sure it sounds to me that you knew that a little bit, or when did it hit you? I mean, after you win, when did that dawn on you again? I mean, obviously you're like, "Oh my God, Walker Cup! Oh my God, Masters!" They're like, "Oh, wait a minute."
Yeah, it all just kind of hit me at once. Kind of the cart ride from 17 green to the clubhouse, it was just all kind of racing through my mind.
Yeah.
But
you got time to think about that. That's later. That's
we're gonna take it one at a time. And,
yeah.
This is the first one that comes with it, so I'm super excited about this week. It's such a fun group of guys and a lot of really good players. So I'm looking forward to playing links golf. I've never played links golf, so that'll be something new and try to figure it out. We have basically 6 days to figure it out, so it's going to be a really fun experience. And I just can't wait to get over there.
Absolutely. You're about to hop on your flight to head over there. Actually, I was going to ask you really quickly, how much nicer was the experience at Pinehurst with the guys in that little casual practice session as opposed to the stress and strain of the U.S. Amateur? Did it even feel like the same place?
No, we had no stress at all.
I mean, you're like,
we had a great time.
I was just nauseous here last week, and now it's like, oh, this is a fantasy camp.
Yeah, I didn't sleep much during the USM, and got some really nice sleep during the Walker Cup practice. So
I bet.
We played some alternate shot and just trying to see who's going to play with who and kind of get a good feel for alternate shot because it's not something we're used to playing. So, we did a lot of that and hung out a lot. And, I mean, it's like I said, it's a fun group of guys, and I mean there was so many laughs and carrying on. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously being able to decompress after all the stressful summer. I'll get you out of here on this one. You're about to get on about a 7 or 8 hour flight across the pond. You got 9 other guys in your team. Who is the one guy that you would be a little bit hesitant to sit next to for 8 hours in fear that they would just talk your ear off?
I don't think anyone will be talking. It's throughout the night, and the USGA was nice enough to get us some good headphones, so I'll just put those on.
Okay, well that's a very diplomatic way of answering that question. I expect nothing less from the United States Amateur Champion. Andy, safe travels. We'll see you in Hoylake. Congrats on all your success. Congrats on all the things coming your way, and have fun at the Walker Cup. We'll see you there soon.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Special thanks to Andy Ogletree, the new U.S. Amateur champ, John Augenstein. Both of them will be at the Masters next spring. Make sure you're following along on amateurgolf.com and thebackoftherange.com the entire week. We'll see you next time here at the Back of the Range.